Sooner we start, sooner we'll run out of things to do. Now, chilly in here. Okay, I've got us 2 new zip files. Okay. One's called Shut Up and Play, and one is in Turkish. I can't tell what they're talking about, but here's the thing. If you don't have any material to mix, you can use one of these zip files and take what you like from it, mix that a little bit, if you're not successful in getting instruments recorded. The basic nature of this course is to record things. And then editing somewhat after that, but really is to record things. So let me unzip these things. Boom! That was that being unzipped.
Very accurate.
That was that. Boom! Okay, now I'm going to get rid of all the other stuff. Empty out my drop box. Okay, so there's several things that I have downloaded, at least 4 different things, that I have 2 new ones. The first one's called Marcus Boylst's Shut Up and Play. Okay? Now, let's see. It has no vocals in that. Interesting. These are, the other one is, what was that called? Kupe Ananirada. Yeah, of course it is.
Got it.
Let's just hear what the Vox one says. No.
Başka bir dünya düşlemiştim oysa.
Apparently. Oh, that's because I got Pro Tools turned on. Okay, somebody's loaded something up, something with trombone. Something you've done, Brian? Lydia, did you do the trombone thing? No?
Of course not.
Okay.
It's a mystery.
We're not talking something terribly long, are we?
No, one phrase.
It's like a half cadence.
Yeah. So the whole struggle of the recording was that I didn't have headphones available, so I was working without a click, trying to do my click visually.
I don't know that I would have known.
Hmm.
Do we need headphones? I thought headphones were kind of ubiquitous, or
Well, I
meaning
didn't,
people
I
had
didn't
them.
have the quarter range, so
Oh, adapter.
yeah, I didn't have the adapter.
Do any of y'all have quarter-inch adapters?
I do.
I don't mind making one available. I can also put some high-quality headphones into the thing, the mixing headphones, not the mixing headphones, the recording headphones. I ain't giving up my stuff to my students. Yes. Would you like some recording headphones?
You could just put the adapter in there,
Huh?
Yes, you can put that.
but
I'll
okay.
put they'll be in a little square box like this big. Okay, in there. Anyway, I think they're like, all right, what am I gonna do first? Well, I'm gonna click on that. Do you see that right there? It looks like a little tiny fader on the output window button.
Yes.
That gives me a separate fader.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that I'm able to look at my master fader volume without a little bitty thing down here or going back to the mix window.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's look. You've sent reverb. That all looks good. But I don't hear any reverb, do you?
No, it's pretty low, isn't it?
It's non-existent.
I had the reverb window open and I.
Let me do that again.
Turn it
I
on.
mean, there's stuff coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have like not
Oh.
enough reverb time to know that we're reverbing. Let's go the other direction, like really big, like 12 seconds. Just, you wouldn't do this. I don't hear anything.
I don't hear any reverb either.
Okay, you've sent your bus to the aux, no problem. And you obviously, the bus has amplitude on it. So something, I'm seeing the amplitude here,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not hearing it there. Why? Let's just try a different reverb entirely. Just do concert hall. Something about that patch was not working.
Yeah.
Now, since we've got the aux and the dry, I would turn the mix up to 100% because what's coming through there only needs to be reverb. We don't need the dry signal.
Okay.
Whereas if I had the reverb on the individual channel, you would have to mix it dry and wet. You would do your mixing in that.
Okay.
fixing it here or fixing it there, I can just choose a level that I want from there. I think. Probably something like that.
Yeah.
See how I did that?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why I didn't hear anything the first time, but it did not.
Me neither.
It was something, maybe, now, maybe you don't want pre-delay.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could be louder than that. I think it could be longer than that. But I wouldn't necessarily mix it with the reverb on. I might mix it without the reverb and then put the reverb on. So, I would do what? I probably would normalize this to 0 dB. I wouldn't normalize everything to 0 dB always, but I would this. You can see that made a great volume amplitude difference, didn't it? I'm thinking that your levels were too low.
Okay.
I believe they were too low. Better too low than too high, but now that looks all oversaturated, but if I just change the zoom level, now we may in fact, I'm going to switch back to my master here, may in fact be a little hot here. A little bit hot.
Just a bit.
So, what that says to me is that 0 dB is not the answer to the normalization. Let's start at -3, okay? Now I can turn that little thing to -3, or I can just type that in. Whatever I do, I'm going to do to all of them if the original volumes were all the same, or the original levels were all the same.
Yeah.
Now, what I like to do with brass instruments is not to hear the original breath. The breaths after that, that's okay because we have filled that up sonically.
Mm-hmm.
But if we don't have it in the beginning, now the couple of things I would do right off the bat here is I'm going to change this from slip to grid. Did you see that?
I didn't catch that.
See, well, nothing to catch. Now I'm going to take this and clip off everything until, now why I did that grid is because it will only allow things in the grid. That makes sense. Now I can bring this all back to the beginning and I can expand it so I can see a little bit better. I'm going to switch all of this to the volume and I'm going to that was not what I wanted to do. Oh, this is, now it doesn't need to be on grid. Grid, no good. So I'm taking all the volumes away until the actual first note, so that I don't hear you gasping. Yeah, you can see how they're a little bit off.
Yeah.
That's okay. hot.
If you clicked undo, then you just undo your volume adjustments.
I just undid my breakpoint moves. I didn't want to undo that. Okay, now I'm going to go out in a different direction. Instead of changing the normalization, which I probably would now probably choose more like -6 instead of -3. I'm going to just I'm going to roll the volumes down to as close as I can get to 6. Now, if there's no fade out at the other end, I'm just changing the volumes for everything to the end here, right?
On the first trombone track, I adjusted down right there though, for
Okay.
that note.
So I'm gonna ixnay all of this A, and then we'll fade all this stuff out. Okay? Now, if there were more phrases to go, of course you wouldn't do that, or you'd hear nothing. All right, so I took everything down to -6 dB, and I could probably come up a little bit. Now, this is not good here.
Nah.
We want to have that all to be the same until it gets there. I would also probably select that and just so that it would all be the same. I realize I can do this really quickly and maybe you don't know what I'm doing. Just ask. Okay? I'm just adjusting the volumes. That's all I'm doing. That was pretty good. Now, have you panned it?
Yeah.
You did. Well, okay. Now, let's look at all the many fun inserts that we can use. I wanna add the air stereo width. So this gives you some more stereo function without having to figure it out. It's a mathematical thing. Okay, so let's take a path. Let's just go for wider. See if we can hear anything.
There's a peak.
Did you hear a little click? I did. I see it. I like this clickety. Did you hear that? Okay, I saw a clip and I think I marked it, its location. It's right there, isn't it? I'm not sure what that is. It's in another track than that. You hear a little tick?
Yeah, yeah.
A little tick. Something that did not work well on, let's see, if it's right around here somewhere. If we slide out, I'll just get out of the way, all right? Well, I'm gonna go a little more expediently and just take it out a little bit out of the master just ahead. See if that'll do it. It's not bad, isn't it? We could make it bad, softer. Something went wrong there. Probably start over at that point. I mean, from your initial 4 tracks.
Yeah.
This has just been some experimentation. Hopefully that was helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, headphones.
Yeah.
I think I would try to get a little better level for
Okay.
each one, and then maybe bring it down with the volume when there's too much together. I mean, we should never have a track clip. We should have the sum occasionally clip.
Okay.
But then we can't have that. We have to fix that.
Mm-hmm. But at least if that clicks.
I think your basic premise here was fine. Do overdub and set the pan, set the reverb. It's kind of now if there was, you're gonna have some a little bit difficulty just mixing that because everything's in the same range and
Yeah.
you know, but that's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice job. Let's give a big hand. Yeah, you see those concerts sometimes. And well, the clapping lasts till they're off the stage. I'm gonna scream out in my next piece that I write. Flip! Goldern! Jiminy Cricket!
See how that goes.
Can I
here.
import my own?
Absolutely. Would you like to take the calm?
Yeah.
You can close that file and not save it if you can. Olivia was on stage when all that cursing was going on. Did you see that concert? No, you didn't.
Okay, so
No. Frederick, did you go to the Dr. Rouse concert?
no, I had to work.
But
Yeah, I had to read.
Well, I was not gonna be happy about that.
I couldn't. I tried to take off, but I couldn't take off.
You don't have to make excuses to me. Oh, I'm good. Olivia was there. She was on the stage. What you doing, Frederick?
I'm trying to, I had to take this off and put it on there. I got it on GarageBand. The track I got.
Well, it's on your phone, so it has to be on the computer if we're going to use it.
Yeah, you know, I was trying to see how to like import this to that on the computer.
You got any good ideas, gang?
Google Drive.
Email, Google Drive.
Okay. This might take a while.
You can always. Why is it on your phone?
Well, I didn't have Pro Tools, so wasn't able to.
Or are you mixing on your phone?
Yes, I was mixing on my phone.
Okay, there you have it. That's why it's on the phone.
You said send it to Google Drive. That's better.
Yeah.
You can send it to me or put it in your Google Drive.
Well, I'm gonna send it to you then.
Is it, how big is it?
Oh, it's not that long. It's probably about.
How big is the file?
Oh, it's 7.65 millibytes.
Megabytes?
Megabytes. Yeah.
That'll be alright. Just send it to dduran at southalabama.edu. Almost said usouthala.edu. That's old school there.
It's old.
That's back when y'all were children. It was usouthala. When I started working here, Olivia was 5 or 6, maybe 15 years ago. How old are you? 21? 6 years old. You're 21. So y'all could have been in first grade together.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
All right, cool. Well, I might have to sit there for a second. Don't seem to have.
You didn't get it yet?
dduran at southalabama.edu.
How did you spell Durant?
It's DD. You said DD Durant
DDURANT.
at southalabama.edu. Yeah, that's what I sent it to.
Okay.
I'll try it again.
Maybe. Well, it's not really going from there to here. It's going from there to Atlanta to back to here.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have anything you want to share today, Olivia?
I have something Friday.
Some Friday? Okay. Brian, were you sharing today?
I don't know.
Okay.
I made stuff before.
Other stuff? Or piano stuff?
Just the piano stuff.
Okay.
I got 5 of those.
TJ?
I have some stuff on my laptop that I made.
Well, here are your choices. And these are your choices too. You can render your file into an MP3 or a WAV file or a AIFF file. And then you can find a way to get them here, or you can bring them on as jump drive, USB drive.
USB drive.
Yeah.
Try to do that.
Okay. Or but if it's already rendered,
Oh, yeah.
if it's already rendered,
I tried to send it to myself and try to open it that way.
if it's more than 10 megabytes, it may not go. The thing about if you don't render it, I mean, what are you using, Fruity Loops? Well, see, it's got all this stuff that just the Fruity Loops file has to be played in Fruity Loops. But if you render it to a WAV file or MP3, then, you know, we'll just listen to it and evaluate it by ear,
Okay.
okay?
I have to come by your
Also,
office so you
Huh?
I have to come by your office so you can show me how to do that, how to render it.
okay. Fruity Loops actually has a Macintosh beta now. That's me. L4H is here twice. All right, you were successful both times. It just took a little while. M4A. What is an M4A?
Is it like a video?
Hey, yeah, thank. No, I saved it as a song. I guess it turned into a video. I guess.
Well, let's see what happens. I'll just double click on it and see what happens. Something good might happen. I don't see where it is, you know what I mean? That's kind of got me
It's
concerned.
in there.
Huh? It's in there. We need it to be in there. What would that be like? What do you call that thing? This thing? iTunes?
I don't think this is done live.
Is iTunes playing here?
Special.
Yes. My bad. My bad. It's all fine. Let's change the system preferences to
Just the
put
first
our
unit.
USB thing there because, okay. Let's just think about life for a minute.
The next part gonna come in the violin and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, that was nice. Let's give
I was about that.
in terms of the recording, I mean, we're just rendering stuff here. It's all digital material. One thing that probably you might think about figuring out how to do is to separate each of your tracks and put them into something else to mix, like Pro Tools. The other thing is, I think what you're doing is fine, but I'm not really. I'm just wondering if you're wanting to write a song, or I mean, you only got 2 chords there, right? So I'm not sure what is that.
Oh, it was just a track, so I was about to add vocals to it, but
Well, agreed. You
But
can
the
layer
words-
more things on, but there's still just 2 chords in the whole piece. So, is there a contrasting section, or I mean, it's not that unusual to have 2 chords, but there does need, maybe
need
think
more,
about
add more to it. Yeah.
a contrasting section, or think about just kind of a song form, and there's many examples of that. So like a verse and chorus kind of a thing, something like that, or it's because I think what you're doing there is very nice, but it's easy to get a little mesmerized by just adding things onto this one thing. And you already can do that, so let's try to expand your palette a little bit. Try to do, I mean, it was all, any given part of it was interesting enough. The percussion seemed appropriate, and the keyboards were good, and the strings were nice, but none of it was actually melodic. So you're gonna lay some voiceover, that's cool too. So any like 8 to 16 measures was very solid, good stuff. But that's kind of where it was at. Good A, good A, good A, good A. So nice job. All of that was good. But in terms of just, you could convince me otherwise, that this was the way to go. I would just have to hear a little bit more. Just hearing that, I would say it needs some variety. But,
Yeah, it's just like a demo.
but you have, okay, well,
I guess you saying you talking about like you said, add some contrast to it. I haven't really finished that yet because I'm very picky. Feel like.
well, let's see how it evolves.
Yes, sir.
You might actually, what might make it is to add a trombone quartet.
I can help you with that.
All right, that's all good. I enjoyed, I'm done making up stuff for us to do for a little while. If you want to take any of the things in there, remix them yourself, I'll help you do that. If you want to do your own material, I'll help you do that. And I'll probably have some helpful, after I destroy everything you've done, we could probably cut back on that and find one thing that we could improve it with. So I think yours went wrong in the normalization. I'm not sure it was wrong from the beginning. But I think you've experimented enough. We'll get the headphones. Well, if you want to do more of this, also think about how could there be more contrast? Could there be a higher voice or a lower voice in trombone choirness? I don't know. I don't have that answer. It's kind of the opposite of trumpet ensemble. It's hard to get like your low voices Whereas that's not the problem in the trombone, it's the high voices.
Yeah.
You know.
And granted, we have the tenor trombone and the alto trombone, but
I think a nice sack butt would be the way to go at this point.
is that so?
Get that little stick. That's cool. Is there anything I can do for any of you? Don't let me look at what's ever on the board there. I'm sure I will find something wrong with it.
I have a question.
Lay it on me.
The thing that we did that day when I saw in class,
Yes?
was that saved?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I looked at it so I could understand. Yeah.
Do you want,
Okay.
you can work from that. Let's see if we can identify what that is.
I'm gonna do one.
Let's see, well, I've got
That's what it was.
other
That's not your statement.
You got music today yet?
Mm.
You got music today yet?
Oh, is that the name of it?
Yeah.
She really got it up.
Yeah, I wanna hear that.
I'm
It's called-
sitting right here.
I told her she got it.
It's called Olivia Sings.
Olivia Sings, that is the greatest title ever. Olivia Sings and Olivia Project 1. The Proj 1 was probably,
I think that was, I don't know what that was.
let's just fire it up and then we'll be done. I'm changing the time on this course in the future.
It's not like that.
Does it feel long?
No, because it just interferes with, like, percussion ensemble.
Hello, I'm Olivia Drake. I'm a senior at South Alabama. I'm majoring in
Do we want to be homecoming queen or anything?
No.
We could make it happen. Let's jump in with Olivia Sings this time. We did some, I'm not, maybe you could start over, but this would be.
I wanna go home where the heart is. I wanna feel safe in your arms again.
Oh,
I wanna go back
rendered this already.
to the love I left. I wanna go home.
So I can't use that because you already did your
You can do whatever you want.
stuff.
How is that?
Alright,
Do whatever you want.
I'm probably gonna add more voices or something. And what else?
Or even add tracks in between these and sing them again. Just use those as scratch tracks.
Okay.
Okay? And I'm not going to save any of this, I didn't do anything. If we need to do one-on-one help, I can do that as we move forward. Or I can get you help, or I will give you help, one of those things. Okay?
Gotcha.
Next semester, I think we're gonna meet at the same time. We're teaching sequencing next semester, it's gonna be open to everybody. It's generally not a very well-attended course. I mainly do Fruity Loops, but I'm going to do some Macintosh stuff this time too. What is on the Mac? Logic. I might do some Logic. And we'll do some composition and it won't be quite as rigorous as recording.
Is that required?
No, this is the only required course, and I certainly understand